Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today is a very rainy day. Very rainy day. Rainy evening. It's about 5 o'clock Friday evening, and I'm about to take a little drive. So why don't you join me? Enjoy the drive, guys. So we're going from Stamford Hill to Tottenham, North London. Shouldn't be a long drive, but yes, 5 o'clock is rush hour in London. Right now we're at some back streets. Unfortunately, we will have to join the traffic soon. So enjoy the drive, guys. Bit of traffic here, guys. Now this is unusual for this road. This is a road that you usually just drive straight to the end and do your left or your right, but for some reason there's a bit of a hold up here. Well, this is pretty bad. As I said, it's rush hour, but this is not normal. Now, what I start to think around this time is Tottenham playing? Is Spurs playing? Because this is the sort of traffic you see when there's football. So that's potentially what's causing the hold up. Now here I would usually do a right, but it's so bad I think I'm gonna do a left. and try something else. At this point, I'm not even sure what that something else is really, and I'll tell you why. The road, I mean, these are roads that I've been driving all my life. I'm 54 years old, years young, and a lot of these roads that I used to be able to quite freely drive down, turn in, turn out, you know, I can't do that anymore. The roads have been blocked off, and so we are, as drivers, forced to create traffic on main roads. So here I'm going to potentially, I mean, even here I was going to do a U-turn and do a left, but I think we're going to meet up on the same traffic. So what I'll show you what the alternative is, right? Okay, bearing in mind, you know, this is not where I want to go. I'm actually going in the opposite way. I can't go do that right. I can't do the next right here. The next right coming up used to be a right that we could take. It's now got enforcement cameras down there, so we can't do that right. So as you can see, guys, I'm going way out of my way. I mean, I'm actually going the opposite way, because doing a U-turn at that point and then taking that left, I'd just technically be meeting up with the same traffic that I'm trying to avoid, so that would be pointless. Here comes another right turn in front of the park. You can't do that right turn. We're on St Anne's Road. To my left is St Anne's Hospital. So you can't do any of these rights. You've got a park to my right. I forget the name of this park. Those familiar with the area will know exactly where I am. Now this right coming up at the roundabout used to be, again, another right I could take, which would take me onto Blackboy Lane and then onto Phillip Lane, which would bring me back out onto Tottenham High Road. But I can't do that right either. All these right turns are residential roads that really lead to nowhere. They're either no through roads, or you go in and come back out on the St Anne's Road anyway, so they're pointless. So as you can see, I'm having to go into Haringey. Right, we're heading for Haringey, which is, you know, potentially, well, that was a bad overtaking there. Pointless, because you're just there. Yeah, so let's see. So we're going round because there's no right turn that we can take to cut us through to Tottenham High Road, none at all. So what I'm showing you is the alternative, which is like really extreme, as you can see, because I'm going to Wood Green now. I'm having to go towards, well, Turnpike Lane, let's say, right, beginning of Wood Green, just to get round into Tottenham. It's quite sad, really. Yeah, I don't quite get why we're, I know it's something to do with the climate, apparently, isn't it, and pollution, and apparently by doing this we're polluting less. Is that the idea? Less pollution? I'm not sure if I agree with that, but definitely it's it can be potentially a major inconvenience, as you can see. Major inconvenience. And yeah, But you know, I'm just showing you guys a kind of routine trip. So we're on to Green Lanes, which is Haringey. It's the top of Green Lanes here, heading towards Turnpike Lane. I'm actually just doing, don't think I mentioned, I'm actually making my way to my mum's. I'm Stamford Hill, she's Tottenham. And again, if you know the area, you know that Stamford Hill to Tottenham is a maximum 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive. But obviously, on days where there's football, that turns that on its head. So it's complete chaos. But at least it gives you a chance to show you the area. So enjoy, guys. Now again, you have an option here at these traffic lights to do a right at the end there, and that would potentially bring you round to Black Boy Lane that I mentioned earlier, but I'm not sure if you can see or not, but it's packed. I'm not going to join that. That's pretty insane, so I won't join that. I'll continue, as I said, to Turnpike Lane. Bad driving, you know, a lot of bad driving, especially during rush hour. It's a lot of pushing in, and you know, you've really got to keep alert and yeah, keep a cool head. I've been driving for... I passed my test actually on my 21st birthday. Yeah, can you imagine that? You know, when you're young, your birthday's a really important day. So when I got the date to take the test, and I thought, oh gosh, on my birthday, I thought, well, if I fail, it's going to ruin my birthday, isn't it? But if I pass, it's going to be a great birthday, and thank God it was a great birthday, because I did pass. Yeah, so that's 33 years of driving. Not bad. So we are at Turnpike Lane now. Just at the beginning of Wood Green High Road. Straight ahead is Wood Green High Road. It's the beginning of quite a busy shopping area. To my right is Wood Green, is Turnpike Lane tube station, underground tube station. So this is where I do that right turn that I've been waiting to do. That takes me somewhat in the direction of Tottenham. Time check. We left at 5 o'clock, I think it was, and we are now approaching 20 past 5. As I said before, this should be, in terms of sort of usual distance journey time, it's usually a sort of 10 to 15 minute drive, but because of the kind of diversion I've had to take, it could potentially be 3 times, if not more, that time. We'll see. there should be 2 lanes here, but obviously because of the bus and the width of the bus, it makes it quite difficult to form 2 lanes here. It's quite a narrow residential road here. Traffic lights lets out about, if you're lucky, 3 or 4 cars at a time, but yeah, really tricky. See if I can get round here. Let's see if we can go. Oh, it's not doing too badly here. Let's see how we get on. Not bad at all. Not easy. That's a bus lane on the left, so I've got to get into this lane. Don't want to get a fine. It's really tricky. When I compare driving back in 1991, driving in London was compared to now, it was a joy. It was free. You were just free to drive, you know, and it's become over the years less and less free, in my opinion. And by that I mean the restrictions on the road just feels like just a bit too much and overbearing, actually. This is a fine example of wanting to go somewhere and being forced by those restrictions to go where you're told to go, even when it makes no sense. So yeah, you've got, there's so much more nowadays to think about when you're driving. You're trying to avoid accumulating fines and being penalised. It's just really overbearing at times, I think. There has to be there has to be a code, there has to be rules that we follow, there has to be some discipline when you're driving vehicles, you know, of course. But I think a lot of what we as drivers, I'm not sure about the rest of the country really, but definitely London, I can tell you it's almost like you're a child, if I can say, you know, not being allowed to freely think for yourself, you know, in terms of where is the best option to arrive at your destination. Your best option is determined by where you're allowed to go and where you're not allowed to go, which is just, you know, in my opinion, it means you have no options. These roads were all open, free to go down. If you came across a T-junction or no entry, there was obviously a good reason for that. But now, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, there are no really good reasons for that anymore, apart from the one reason given, which is, you know, we're trying to control pollution, and and it's green, and it's climate change, and it's all this sort of stuff, which really, in my opinion, and again, you know, you may not agree, and that's fine, but in my opinion, it's not really about any of that. It's about exactly what we're experiencing, which is control, and making us frustrated and stressing people out, and, you know, that's actually what we're experiencing, but that's actually what is being achieved. But ultimately, God is in control. And thank God for that. Yeah, so it's looking more and more like there might be football. We'll see. My mum lives near the stadium, so the closer we get, the more and more obvious it will become, whether it's football or not. It could just be a very busy Friday rush hour evening. Well, it's not football, it's just a very busy Friday. This road that we're on now, which is now part of Tottenham High Road, would normally be blocked off. You wouldn't be able to drive down here if there was football playing. It becomes a pedestrianised area. So I'm not sure if you can see the stadium over to my right. I'm trying my best to kind of turn it so you can see it to the right. That's it there with the lights on top. Massive stadium. Still raining, but slowing down. We're nearly there. White Hart Lane to my left, and as we approach these lights, I'm doing a right turn, which takes me onto Northumberland Park Road and my final destination. Thanks again, guys, for staying with me. Great to have you as company on my drive, and if you enjoyed that, I'll certainly do another one. Just let me know in the comments. Thanks again.